So, good afternoon, students. How are you all? So, dear students, in the last chapter that we were discussing, demand, from whose point of view were we thinking? From whose point of view were we thinking? हम लोग किसके point of view से सोच रहे थे जब हम लोग डिमांड की पढ़ाई कर रहे थे? Yes, you all are correct. That sir, we were thinking from consumers' point of view. We were thinking from consumers. हम लोग कंज्यूमर के एंड से सोच रहे थे. Now in this portion, that is unit 2, which is theory of consumer behavior, also called consumer equilibrium theory, we will be talking, or rather we will be analyzing things from consumers' point of view. We will be analyzing things from whose point of view? We will be analyzing things from consumers' point of view. Is that correct, sir? Yes, sir, it's correct. So here, whatever we will be discussing, it will all be from whose point of view? Yes, you are correct, friends. You are correct in answering consumer's point of view. Okay. So with that being said, let's start our discussion today. What is the goal of today's class? See, a very simple thing. The goal is very simple. The goal is to understand how to derive equilibrium. How to derive equilibrium. The word that you learn today is equilibrium. The first word, equilibrium. What does equilibrium mean? I will explain in both the languages again. See, equilibrium is the point of maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Equilibrium is the point of maximum satisfaction for the consumer. It is the point from where the consumer will not want to move. Equilibrium वो point है एक consumer के लिए जो जहां पे consumer best satisfied है. मतलब consumer इस point से हटना नहीं चाहेगा किसी भी हालत में. कंज्यूमर इस पॉइंट से हटना किसी भी हालत में नहीं चाहेगा. कंज्यूमर इस पॉइंट पे बहुत खुश है. दैट पॉइंट इज कॉल्ड इक्विलिब्रियम. आई होप इट्स क्रिस्टल क्लियर एवरीवन. सो फर्स्ट वी विल स्टार्ट with some concepts, their meaning, and then we will learn how to arrive at equilibrium. First, we will study some concept, and then we will understand how do we arrive at equilibrium. Okay? As usual, during the class, we will be practicing some MCQ questions. Okay? With all said and done, so as we discussed, for consumer behavior, we will be talking about consumer's point of view. Now let's go. The first concept that comes to mind is wants. We need to know three things about wants: meaning of wants, features of wants, and types of wants. Meaning of wants, features of wants, and types of wants. Meaning, feature, and types. Meaning, feature, and types. I hope all of us are ready now. Yes, sir. All right, fantastic. Let's go. So, number one question is, what is want? So, I will tell you a trick to learn the definition of wants. The trick is due. You all have heard of that soft drink called Mountain Dew. So from there, this dew word has come. Desire plus effort equals to wants. So suppose, friends, you desire something that, I wish I had a car. Suppose. And now you apply some effort to get it. You are working hard for it. You are studying. You are working for it. That becomes your want. That desire for car becomes your want only when it is backed by effort. So suppose you have desire for something, but you are not applying effort, then it will just be a desire or a dream. तो अगर अपने को कुछ चाहिए, वो want कब बनता है? जब अपना डिजायर, अपनी इच्छा के साथ साथ अपने उसको पाने के लिए एफर्ट भी लगाए. अगर मान लीजिए केवल डिजायर है या केवल एफर्ट है, तो वो want नहीं कहलाए. So what is want? Desire plus effort equals to wants. Desire backed by efforts is wants. This is what the definition of want is. All right, everyone? I hope all of us have noted it down. Okay. Now moving on to features of wants. What are the characteristics of wants? What are the features of wants? Okay. So pay attention, everyone. Number one feature of want is that wants are unlimited. Yes, it's correct. You all have come from class 12 to CA foundation level, right? When you were in class 10, you were praying to God or you were wanting that you wish you get good marks in class 10. When you came to 12, you wished that you get better in class 12. When you have gotten class 12 good marks, then you are wishing that you do well in your foundation exams. Beyond foundation, you will wish for intermediate, then a good place for articleship, then a good rank or a good marks in CA final. And after good CA final, you will wish to have a good job or a good practice or a good business, whatever it is. What am I saying? I am saying that human wants are unlimited. As one want is satisfied, another want grows up. जैसे ही एक इच्छा पूरी होती है दूसरी इच्छा जाग जाती है. दैट इज व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग. फीचर नंबर 1. What is feature number 2, sir? Wants differ in their urgency. A very interesting and a good point. Yes, wants differ in their urgency. Suppose, for example, guys, you all are sitting and attending this class. Maybe you would want some sleep, but then you said that sleep is not as urgent as attending this class is. That is why you are attending this class. You will decide that, okay, once this class gets over in the evening, I have no other class, so I can take rest then. This is what I'm trying to say. Wants differ in their urgency. Some wants are more urgent than others. Some wants are more urgent than others. Some wants are more urgent than others. I hope you all are getting it, dear friends. Okay, sir. Wants are unlimited. Wants differ in their urgency. Third is wants are satiable. Yes, it basically means all wants cannot be satisfied. So at the same time, if you want that you sleep also, at the same time you study also, that is not possible. Something you will have to delay or postpone. Okay? Right. Another interesting thing is that the same want can be satisfied in multiple alternative ways. Suppose I am having a headache. So I think here I should have a glass of coffee or a cup of coffee. Then I realize, no. I can also have a cup of tea, or maybe I can have a cup of milk. I want some hot beverage. So the demand for or the want for that hot beverage can be filled by tea, can be filled by coffee. This is what we are studying here, that a particular want can be satisfied by multiple alternatives, right? And next, wants are affected by income, taste, and fashion. Interesting. So suppose the shirt I'm wearing, suppose this shirt is in fashion, then you will see that in the market, the want for this shirt will be more. Again, another interesting thing is income. People who have high income, generally their wants are of higher level. Agreed? Yes, sir. So these are very common sense things. बहुत कॉमन सेंस से ओरिजिनेटेड बात है कि वॉन्ट्स अनलिमिटेड होता है, वॉन्ट्स कभी पूरा नहीं होता, हर वॉन्ट इक्वली अर्जेंट नहीं होता, कुछ वॉन्ट्स ज्यादा अर्जेंट होते हैं, कुछ वॉन्ट्स कम अर्जेंट होते हैं, वॉन्ट्स सेटिएबल होते हैं, मतलब सारे वॉन्ट्स को सेटिस्फाई किया नहीं जा सकता. पर्टिकुलर वॉन्ट, एक वॉन्ट को मल्टीपल तरीकों से सेटिस्फाई किया जा सकता है. और फिर फाइनली वॉन्ट्स आर अफेक्टेड बाय इनकम, टेस्ट, फैशन. हाँ जी, जैसे जैसे फैशन बदल रहा है मार्केट में, वैसे वैसे चीजों का वॉन्ट्स भी बदलते चला जाएगा. करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट, वॉन्ट्स में बिकम हैबिट्स एंड कस्टम्स. हाँ जी, धीरे धीरे वॉन्ट्स हैबिट या कस्टम बन सकता है. Slowly wants will become a habit or a custom. I'll give you an example. Suppose every Sunday you want, that some recreation. So you go with your family for a movie or an outing maybe. Now gradually you will realize if each Sunday you go, then going on Sundays with your family outside will become a habit or a custom in your family. And then wants vary with place and time, obviously. Suppose, just for example, suppose if I'm sitting in Calcutta, then the kind of clothes I'll want to wear will be quite different from if I'm sitting in Kashmir, or from when I'm sitting in, let's say, Punjab, or when I'm sitting somewhere south, let's say Chennai. Understood? So, again, it will be different if I go to Karnataka, I mean Bangalore. This is what we are discussing, everyone here. That wants may become habits and customs, wants vary with place and time. How with time? In winter, our want is different. We want more, woolen clothes, but in summer, we want cotton clothes. So with time also, our want changes, everyone. Okay. So everyone, all these features are from your institute material only. So now, I will repeat and revise this entire thing in Hindi once again. पहली बात, wants unlimited है, बता दिया. Wants urgency में differ करते हैं. कुछ wants ज्यादा urgent होते हैं, कुछ wants कम urgent होते हैं. Wants satiable है, सारे wants satisfy नहीं होंगे. Particular want को, एक particular want को satisfy करने का multiple तरीका है. Wants are affected by income, taste and fashion. ये डिस्कस हो चुका है. Wants धीरे धीरे करते करते wants habit बन सकता है. और लास्टली, जगह और समय के अनुसार वांट बदल जाता है. गर्मी में जिस तरह के हम लोग कपड़े पहनते हैं, ठंड में वैसे नहीं पहनते हैं ना. दिस इज व्हाट दे आर ट्राइंग टू से. सो फ्रेंड्स, आई होप इट्स क्रिस्टल क्लियर टिल हियर. कम ऑन एवरीवन, इज इट क्रिस्टल क्लियर एवरीवन? If yes, then answer me this question. Wants are, there are four options. Number one, wants are unlimited. Number two, wants differ in urgency. Number two. Number three, wants are affected by customs. Number three. And number four, all. Which one of them is the feature of wants? Again, four options I am saying. Number one, wants are unlimited. Option one, unlimited. Option two, they differ in their urgency. Option three, they are affected by custom. Option four, all of the above. What do you think is the correct answer, friends? Very good. Good to see. Like, I'll take some names. Shreya, you have answered correct. Very good, Dhruv. All right. Pratima, correct answer. Swathi, correct answer. Very good. So, yes, our friends are correct. It is all. Because, yes, wants are unlimited. Yes, wants differ in urgency. Yes, wants are affected by customs. All of the three are absolutely correct. So, friends, if this is clear, then can we talk about types of wants? If all of you are ready, can we talk about types of wants then? Yes, sir, please go ahead. Okay, then let's talk about types of wants. So, my dear students, there are three main types of wants. Wants for necessities, want for comfort, and want for luxury. Sir, what is want for necessity? My dear students, want for necessity means want for those commodities without which the basic survival is not possible. Sir, example, food, clothing, shelter. Without food, do you think we will be able to survive? No, sir, we won't be. Without clothes? No, sir. Without shelter, proper houses? No. This is what we are discussing here. So, first want is the want for necessity. Once your want for necessity is over, everyone, then arises want for comfort. Sir, what is want for comfort? Comfort is basically like you wanting to get a furniture, a sofa. Now, you obviously, if suppose you don't have a bed in your home, will you not be able to sleep? Yes, you will sleep on the floor, but then the presence of a sofa or a presence of a cushion or a presence of a pillow or a presence of a bed makes sleeping an easier process for you all. That is why wants for comfort. These are not necessities, but just they give us more comfort. And remember, they are not also luxuries. And finally, luxuries. Luxury are, suppose you want expensive watch. You know that uh, Redo and so many watches there are. You want a luxury car, Bugatti, right? Something luxury, anything in luxury. You want a diamond ring. All these are wants for luxuries. Got it, everyone? So here we get it. There are three main types of wants. Want for necessities, want for comfort, want for luxury. Necessity is basic existence want. Comfort is like furniture and luxury is beyond that. All right, everyone? Right, sir. Friends, this was the basic thing. I will revise till here, both in Hindi and English. Okay. I'll be a little faster. So everyone, please try to catch up with the pace. Okay. So first of all, we discuss the definition of want. What is the want? Desire plus effort equal to want. Then we discuss the features of want. What were the features of want? Unlimited, differ in their urgency. One want can be satisfied in multiple alternatives. Wants differ in their urgency. The wants can be postponed. All wants are not the same. Wants are unlimited. We discussed all this thing. And then eventually we discuss types of wants, comfort, necessary, and luxury. Comfort, necessities, and luxury. Okay. Now in Hindi, desire plus effort होता है want. Wants के features, wants unlimited है, सारे wants एक साथ satisfy नहीं होते. Wants for comfort, अच्छा ये तो मैं टाइप बताने लगा. Wants are unlimited. Wants are unlimited के बाद wants differ in urgency. हर want equally urgent नहीं होता. Want समय के साथ और जगह के साथ बदल जाता है ना. और उसके बाद टाइप्स ऑफ वॉन्ट्स में हम लोग तीन मेजर टाइप्स ऑफ वॉन्ट्स पढ़े थे. नेसेसिटी, जो सर्वाइवल के लिए जरूरी है, वॉन्ट्स फॉर नेसेसिटीज. कंफर्ट, जो कंफर्टेबल करता है हमारे लिए लाइफ, जैसे सोफा. और वॉन्ट्स फॉर लग्जरी मतलब जब कंफर्ट के ऊपर हम लोग सोचने लगे, जैसे कोई लग्जरी कार हो गया या डायमंड रिंग हो गया, ये हो गया वॉन्ट्स फॉर लग्जरी. उम्मीद है क्लियर है यहां तक. कैन वी स्टार्ट फर्दर टू अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. My dear students, we are discussing the very important point from which high chances of question, being asked in the exam is there. So are we ready, everyone? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So I hope everyone is ready now. All right, great. Now we are discussing diminishing marginal utility. Diminishing marginal utility. Let me conduct an experiment with you all. I will not teach this concept. You will automatically tell me what this concept is. Okay? So suppose friends, that you order a pizza. Okay? Because pizza is your favorite. For example, suppose you were very hungry and you eat the first pizza. You have eaten the first pizza. Okay? Then you feel some more hunger. So you eat the second pizza and then you eat the third pizza. Okay. Now you will tell me one thing. Okay. You will tell me one thing. Which pizza did you enjoy the most? Obviously, each pizza was good. I understand that. Which pizza did you enjoy the most? Answer this. Which pizza did you enjoy the most? Very good. Everybody's telling, sir, we enjoyed first pizza the most. After that, we enjoyed second pizza. And after that, third pizza. Exactly, friends. This is what law of diminishing marginal utility is. What this law tells is that as we consume more and more units of a commodity, what does this law say? As we consume more and more units of a commodity, the satisfaction derived from each additional unit keeps falling. जैसे ही हम लोग एक यूनिट से ज्यादा कंज्यूम करने लग जाते हैं ना, तो जो सेटिस्फैक्शन हमें मिलता है हर एक नई यूनिट से, वो गिरते चला जाता है. इसका मतलब जो हम लोग पहली यूनिट कंज्यूम करते हैं उसमें जो हम लोगों को मजा आता है, सेकेंड यूनिट में उससे कम मजा आता है, थर्ड यूनिट में उससे भी कम मजा आता है. इसी को डिमिनिशिंग मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी बोलते हैं. What does law of diminishing marginal utility say? That as we consume more and more unit of a commodity, our willingness, our desire to consume any additional unit keeps on falling, keeps on falling. Very, very good. Yes, sir, we understood. So friends, the fact that we have understood this is the graph of law of diminishing marginal utility. This shows that additional satisfaction is falling. You know, diminishing marginal utility can be also said as additional satisfaction. Everybody write it down. Diminishing marginal utility can be also said as additional satisfaction declining. Diminishing means declining, falling rather. And marginal utility means additional satisfaction. Remember, in economics, marginal means additional. Marginal means additional. Marginal means additional. Everyone write down in the chat. What does marginal mean in economics? What does marginal mean in economics? Everybody write it down in the chat box, please. Yes, Sanjana, you are right. Yes, Parth, you are right. Yes, Shivam, correct. Very good. So friends, marginal means additional in economics, and as per law of diminishing marginal utility. Acha, who gave this law? It was given by our best friend Alfred Marshall. Because in economics, we must call him our best friend. Most of the theories in our syllabus have been given by him. Alfred Marshall. Alfred, acha, I did not say all the theories. Come on. Okay. Most I am saying. Alfred Marshall. He's the one who gave that law of demand. Now he's the one who is giving law of DMU, law of diminishing marginal utility. Yes, correct. So as we consume more and more units of a commodity, our satisfaction derived from each additional unit, keeps on falling. And this is how the curve is. You know, you remember this curve. Which concept had a similar curve in our syllabus? You all tell me. Recently, I have taught you. Which curve has a similar, which concept has a similar curve? You all tell me. Come on, yaar. I am not answering. Very, very good. Very, very good. The demand curve. Because you remember, in demand curve, we had also studied it in the explanation. Law of DMU. Remember, reason behind the downward sloping demand curve or rationale of demand curve, where we had studied law of DMU. And this is how the demand curve looks as well. Correct. So now let me explain you the concept of total and marginal utility. And we are discussing the law of DMU till now. Okay. Now we are discussing the example of the law. Suppose you eat first apple. Satisfaction derived is 20. Now that is interesting, friends. Now that is interesting. You know, economics had become economics was divided into two branches, or two thought processes came into economics. Before I explain this, I will like to tell you the two thought processes. It resulted in an argument among economists. Now you must be worrying what arguments are. It was whether utility is quantifiable or not. So there were two branches of economists. One school of thought said that yes, utility can be quantified. Other branch said that no, utility means satisfaction. What does utility means? Utility means satisfaction. That is correct. And they said that satisfaction cannot be quantified. Come on, satisfaction cannot be quantified. So there was a fight between economists. One school of thought told that yes, utility can be quantified. It means utility can be expressed in terms of numbers. Other school of thought said, no. Utility cannot be expressed in terms of numbers. You all tell me, what do you think? Which approach is the correct? Actually, both the approaches are correct. But what Alfred Marshall told was that utility can be quantified. That is, utility is cardinal. What does cardinal means? Cardinal means measurable in terms of number or quantifiable. Cardinal का मतलब होता है कि यूटिलिटी को हम लोग नंबर्स में एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. यूटिलिटी का मतलब सेटिस्फैक्शन. Utility means satisfaction derived from consumption of a commodity. And as per Alfred Marshall and many other economists, utility is cardinal. Cardinal means it can be measured. So you know what other economists told? Other economists asked Alfred Marshall that, Mr. Marshall, how can you say satisfaction is a state of mind? Listen to other economists. Satisfaction is a state of mind. So how can you measure satisfaction? Satisfaction is after all a state of mind. Suppose you all are attending this class. Now some of you will be very satisfied. Some of you will be little satisfied. Whatever it is, your satisfaction will differ. And all is in your mind. All the satisfaction is in your mind. So my dear students, then there arises a question. Dear students, then there arises a question. That, sir, if utility varies or the satisfaction varies, then why is Marshall telling that it can be measured? Now I will tell you, Alfred Marshall gave us a trick to measure utility. Do you want to learn that trick? Yes or no in the chat, please. Very good. Now what Alfred Marshall told? Alfred Marshall told that what is the maximum amount? Alfred Marshall told, whatever is the maximum amount that you are ready to get a commodity, what is the maximum amount you are ready to get a commodity is the value of your utility, is the numerical value of your utility. I will give you an example. Friends, you see there's a mic, not a mic, there's a mouse in my hand. Can you see this mouse? You see it in the screen? Can you see it? Yes. Now suppose I am doing a class, I am conducting a class, and I feel that without mouse also my work is done. Then do you think I will want to pay much price for the mouse? No. Then I will say that, okay, without mouse also my work is done. So let's say I am ready to pay only 100 rupees for the mouse. So my utility for the mouse is rupees 100. But suppose I am strongly dependent on the mouse. Then I may be ready to pay 500. Remember, utility is measured numerically in the form of how much you are ready to pay, not how much you are actually paying. Remember, आप कितने पैसे एक कमोडिटी को पाने के लिए देने को तैयार हो, यूटिलिटी का मॉनिटरी वैल्यू वो होता है. इस बात से कोई लेना देना नहीं है कि वो एक्चुअल में कितने में बिक रहा है. Whatever the price at which commodity is being sold or bought in the market, we have nothing to do with the same. What are we concerned with? We are concerned with what we were ready to pay to get that commodity. That is the value of utility. And if you think logically, Marshall was right. I'm not saying other economists are wrong. Yes, utility is a state of mind. Yes, utility is a state of mind. Very good. But was Marshall wrong? No. Marshall said that whatever you are ready to pay for a commodity is the value of utility. Everybody write down in your book or your copy, whatever you have, that whatever amount an individual is ready to pay, whatever amount an individual is ready to pay for a commodity, such maximum amount is the value of utility. Such maximum amount is the value of utility. Correct. Sir, we understood this. So suppose an individual is very hungry. So for first apple, they are ready to pay 20 rupees. Acha, utility can also be expressed in terms of utiles or in rupees, both. But generally we use utiles. 20 rupees is 20 utiles. Okay? UTILS, UTILS, UTILS. Utility is expressed in utiles. Got it, sir. Sir, we got it, sir. Now what is it telling us? So suppose first apple, we are ready to pay 20 rupees. So what is our additional satisfaction? 20 rupees. That is the value of marginal utility. That is the value of marginal utility. Okay? But friends, suppose for two apples together, we are ready to pay 35 for two apples. Now see, for the second apple, how much extra we are ready to pay? Only 15 rupees. Because after eating first apple, our hunger is satisfied a little. So we are not ready to pay 20 only. We are now willing to pay lesser amount for a higher quantity. That is what law of demand is. Now when you move to third apple, yes, you are ready to pay total 45 rupees. That is why total utility. But additional, how much you are ready to pay? See, from 35 to 45, you have increased by 10. So you are ready to pay extra 10 rupees. You are ready to pay extra 10 rupees. Yes, sir, it's correct. Again, when you come to the fourth apple, you are ready to pay 50 rupees for four apples. But for the fourth apple only, how much extra you are ready to pay? 50 minus 45, that is 5 rupees. Again, for 5 apples, you are ready to pay 50 only. So now your hunger is over. So you are not ready to pay anything for the next apple. Now, if somebody asks you to go beyond this, then you are ready to pay 45, lesser than 5 apples price. You know why? Because now you will vomit if you get the apples, if you eat any more apples. So it is negative utility. Here you were at least liking the product. Now here you are disliking the product. So you are taking price from the shopkeeper to eat. Isn't it funny? Now you are not paying to eat. You are taking price from that shopkeeper to eat any further. This is what law of diminishing marginal utility say. Because if you look carefully, the marginal utility is constantly falling because your satisfaction level is constantly falling with each additional unit being consumed. Friends, is the law crystal clear? We have done a numerical explanation also. Great. Very, very good. Now, friends, if we draw the graph for the same, friends, what will happen is, you see, we start from here. First unit. Can you see this? At first level, TU and MU are same. Everybody write it down. At first level, TU and MU are same. You can see it here. Both are 20. Yes or no, friends? Right. Now see gradually what is happening. So your total utility is rising, you see. 20, 35, 45, 50, 50. So see, total utility is rising. Can you see from this curve? Gradually, total utility starts falling. So you see our curve has also started falling, as you could see here. What is happening with marginal utility? For the first level, they are same. Gradually, they are falling. And you see, when TU is at maximum, can you see it here? TU is 50, then MU is 0. We always take the later one. Yes, TU is 50 at both the places, but we take the later one. So MU is 0. So when TU is maximum, MU touches the ground. That is mu becomes 0. And when TU starts falling, mu goes below the x-axis. That is mu becomes negative. You must have done it in maths. That when you go below the x-axis, you are implying negative values. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is what total and marginal utility concepts are. This is what total and marginal utility concepts are. This diagram is important, sir. Very, very important. Now I am making you write one notes. So please write it down, everyone. Okay? Write down that note, everyone. Put on the heading relation between TU and MU. Put the heading relation between TU and MU. Relation number 1. When total utility rises, mu falls. You can see it here. You can see it here. You see, total utility is rising. That time mu is what? Falling. So write down. When TU rises, mu falls. जब TU ऊपर जाता है तब mu नीचे गिरता है. You see, TU is rising and mu is falling. First write it down. And when written, write down in the chat. Done. Write down in the chat. Done. Then I will speak the next word. When TU rises, mu falls. Very good. Next thing is when TU becomes max. Friends, when TU becomes maximum. Friends, when TU becomes maximum, that is at this 50, then mu becomes what? 0. When TU becomes max, mu becomes 0. When TU becomes max, mu becomes 0. Max means maximum. When TU is maximum, mu, that is marginal utility, is 0. And the third thing is, everyone, and the third thing is when TU falls, that is when total utility falls. When total utility falls. When total utility falls. When total utility falls. When total utility falls, then mu becomes negative. Then mu becomes negative. Then mu becomes negative. Then mu becomes negative. See, when TU is falling, mu has become negative. Write it down. These are the 3 most important relations. When TU max, mu 0. When TU falls, mu negative. So what is the relation? Again, 3 things. When TU rise, mu falls. When TU max, mu 0. When TU falls, mu negative. Very important. I hope all of you have written it down. Now, friends, there is one more formula to arrive at mu. So for mu of any item, if you want to calculate, you have to do TU of that item minus TU of an item preceding that. Meaning, suppose you want mu of third item, then you have to subtract total utility of 3 minus total utility of 2. Similarly, if you want mu of fifth item, then you have to do TU of 5 minus TU of 1 before it. That is TU of 4. First of all, is it crystal clear, everyone? Note it down. Then I will give you an example, numerical example also. So first point was when TU rises, mu falls. Second, when TU max, mu 0. When TU falls, mu negative. And friends, remember, if you follow the class properly, only the class properly, and institute material properly, you don't need anything extra to be done. You don't need anything extra to be done. This is my assurance to you. Only 2 things. Attend the classes properly with right intention. And number 2, after that, institute material, study properly, word by word, line by line. Bus. Your tension regarding economics will be over. You don't need to work any hard. Done, sir. Now the demonstration of this thing. You see, suppose I want MU of 4 units. MU of 4 units, okay? So what I will do? TU of 4 minus TU of 3. So what is TU of 4? 50. TU of 3 is 45. So 50 minus 45 is 5. And you see I get 5. Yes or no, everyone? Hopefully it's crystal clear so far. Hopefully it's crystal clear so far. Great. Very, very good. So friends, having understood this thing, now we talk about assumptions of law of DMU. There are many assumptions, 5 to 10 assumptions are there. We are discussing some of them. The number one assumption is consumer is rational. Consumer is rational. Let me write it down for you. Assumptions of the law. In economics, all law are based on some assumption. Assumption, like in case of demand. In demand, what did we study? That when price rises, quantity demanded falls, other factors remaining constant. This was the assumption. We had assumed that all the other factors like income, government policy, price of related commodities, all these are constant. You remember this? Similarly, in law of DMU, there are some assumptions. Assumption number one, that you assume that consumer is rational. Rational means logical, means consumer knows what is good for them when their hunger is satisfied and when their hunger is not satisfied. That means they are rational, logical, they are of sound mind. Right, sir. Number one. Number two. Number two. Number two. Number two. First one was consumer is rational. What is number two? Number two is there should be continuity in consumption. What is number two, sir? There should be continuity in consumption. What does it mean, sir, that there should be continuity in consumption? It means, suppose, if you want to observe this law or if you want to study this law carefully, then there should be continuous consumption. Meaning what, sir? Meaning what, sir? I will give you an example. Suppose I eat one piece of apple. I go to play for 2 hours and after 2 hours I come and eat an apple. Arey Baba, if that is the case, then whatever enjoyment I had while eating the first apple, the same is going to be in the second apple. Rather, second apple is going to be much more enjoyable by me. Sir, this is logical. Sir, this is logical. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. That there should be continuity in consumption. That you must keep eating. You must keep having the product. That is what continuity in consumption means. First one is consumer is rational. Second one is there should be continuous consumption for the law to work properly. Number three, units should be or product should be of a standard size. The product should be of a standard size. Sir, what does this mean? Product should be of a standard size means, I will give you an example. Means, suppose I am feeling thirsty. I have a water. Now suppose this is the water bottle that you see here. Okay. Now suppose instead of a glass, I am very thirsty and I try to drink water from this very small cup. Do you think there will be any difference between the first sip and the second one? No, because when I have the first sip and even when I have the second sip, the quantity of the sip is so small that it will be immaterial. That is why they are saying that when you study this law, when you consume the first commodity and the second, they should be of standard size. There should be a glass of water. And that glass should remain the same thoroughly. Acha, sir, we understood. For this law to work properly. Number four, obviously, utility is cardinal. That is, it is possible to measure utility in number terms. If it was not possible, then how would have I written this all table and all in number form? You all tell me. Yes, sir, you are correct logically. And then, friends, there is fifth point. And friends, then there is fifth point. Sir, what is the fifth point? The fifth point is, friends, Continuity, I have told, standard size cardinal. Consumer is rational. The fifth point is there should be no change in taste and preferences. There should be no change in taste. Meaning, suppose I eat one apple, I eat second apple, and then I realize, oh my God, I don't like apples anymore. Or I think, oh my God, I like apples so much. If that is the case, then in the third case, I will enjoy the apples more. Because in the first two, I was just tasting them. So we are assuming that there is no such change taking place. Only under these assumptions, these 5 points that I have written, will the law work. Okay. Now let me give you or elaborate for you once again so that all of us are on the same page. Number one, the assumption is consumer is rational. मतलब in हिंदी कंज्यूमर में बुद्धि है, कंज्यूमर पागल नहीं है, कंज्यूमर को पता है उसके लिए क्या अच्छा है क्या सही है. नंबर टू, कंटिन्यूटी इन कंजम्पशन मीन्स कंज्यूमर जब कमोडिटी को कंज्यूम कर रहा है ना, तो पहला यूनिट और सेकेंड यूनिट के बीच में ज्यादा समय सीमा नहीं रहनी चाहिए, ज्यादा गैप नहीं रहनी चाहिए. थर्ड बात, जो कमोडिटी कंज्यूम कर रहा है कंज्यूमर, वो स्टैंडर्ड साइज का होना चाहिए, बहुत ज्यादा छोटा या बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा कमोडिटी नहीं होना चाहिए. चौथी बात कि यूटिलिटी कार्डिनल है, मतलब यूटिलिटी को हम लोग नंबर्स में एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. और पांचवी बात कि कंज्यूमर का टेस्ट और प्रेफरेंसेस में कमोडिटी को कंज्यूम करते समय कोई बदलाव नहीं आया है. नो चेंज इन टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंसेस ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस ऑफ कंजम्पशन. Sir, I hope it's crystal clear, everyone. Now, there are two formulas you all need to remember. First one I had already told you, MUN equals to TUN minus TUN minus 1. But suppose you want to calculate total utility. Then what you do? You add marginal utility till that level. Meaning MU1, MU2 till MUN. Or let me give you another example. Suppose you want total utility for 5 items. So it will be MU of first item plus MU of second plus MU of third plus MU of fourth plus MU of fifth item. So let me show it to you now. Suppose I wanted to calculate total utility of 5. So it is 50. How do we get this 50? Add all the marginal utility. See, 20 plus 15, 35, 45, 50, 50 plus 0 is 50. See, we get it. I hope it's crystal clear, friends. These are the two major formulas if sum comes from this portion. Hopefully it's crystal clear, everyone. Correct. Yes, Vishal, it is correct. Okay, got it, sir. So, as we had discussed, I will revise with you. You may note it down. What is utility? Utility is the want satisfying power of a commodity. So, if a commodity can satisfy your want, it has utility. If a commodity can't satisfy your want, it doesn't have utility. What is utility? Want satisfying power of a commodity. So, if a commodity is able to satisfy our want, it has utility. If a commodity is unable to satisfy our want, it doesn't have utility. That is the game. Great. All right. Some features of utility. Number one, utility is subjective. It means it varies from person to person. I told you, this class, some of you, let's say 2 persons are attending this class, Mr. X and Mrs. Y. So Mr. X may enjoy the class more, Mrs. Y may enjoy the class less. Whatever the case may be, the satisfaction derived varies from person to person from the same commodity. Next is, there is nothing legal or moral. Utility has no legal or moral connotation. So, suppose, for example, morally, it is not correct to smoke in front of your parents, correct? Yes, sir, it's correct. But what utility is saying is that if smoking satisfies your want, then that means it has utility. It doesn't matter whether it is morally justified or not. And one more thing, utility and usefulness are not the same. Remember, a big mistake students make is that utility and usefulness are same. I am sorry to say, utility and usefulness are not the same at all. Utility and usefulness same nahi hota hai. Reason? Utility is related to want satisfaction. So it may be that a commodity or a habit satisfy my want, even if it is not useful. I gave you that example of smoking. So if suppose Mr. A is in the habit of smoking, then does cigarettes have utility for him? Yes, cigarette has utility for him. But is cigarette useful? No, cigarette has no use. Got it, sir. Similarly, if we wake up and daily do yoga or yoga as we call it, yoga, we do it. It is very useful for us, yes. But some people might wake up little late. For them, it might not be worth doing. This is what I'm saying. A useful commodity may not have utility for someone, while a useless commodity may have utility for someone. So utility is not the same as usefulness. Again, my question is, friends, yes or no, tell me, is utility the same as usefulness? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, great. So now, friends, we will study exceptions to the law of DMU. Are you ready to study the exceptions to the law? Are you ready to study the exceptions to the law, everyone? Let's keep it aside. We will study that later on. This work is over, so we will come to that later on. Shall we study the exceptions, everyone? If you all are ready. It is situations where law of DMU does not work. Where law of DMU doesn't work. Yes. Yes. Actually, demand forecasting, one of our friends is asking about demand forecasting. We will, first of all, I will, in the end of this class, I will revise that in a very brief format. It is actually largely theoretical, na? That's why we will just touch it and move from there. Understood? Got it, sir. First, let's focus on exception to the law of DMU. Exceptions to the law of DMU. Exceptions to the law of DMU. Exceptions to the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, let's go, everyone. Exceptions to the law of diminishing marginal utility. Let's go, everyone. I think all of us are ready to discuss those exceptions. Number one. Number one. Availability of substitutes or complements. Availability of substitutes and complements. Sir, what does it mean? Now, my friends, you all will agree about one thing, that most of the people, when they have tea, they have it with sugar. You agree or disagree? Tell me. Little or more, but sugar they have. Yes or no? So tea and sugar are complementary, yes or no? Yes. But suppose in the market, if sugar is not available, what will happen? Don't you think the utility for tea will be affected? Maybe people will start liking tea a little less, especially the ones who used to have it with sugar. Yes. So yes, utility is dependent on availability of substitute. First exception. Did you understand? Yes or no, everyone? Very good. So the first exception is availability of substitutes, availability of substitutes, availability of substitutes. That is our first exception, everyone. Great. Next exception. Next exception, everyone, is when we are talking. Second exception, where law of DMU doesn't apply, is in case of prestigious goods, you know, prestigious or luxuries. So you tell me, if you have one luxury car and then you get a second luxury car, your utility will increase or decrease? Obviously, it will increase. Here, law of DMU is not working, because if law of DMU was working, then if you enjoy first luxury car, you would not enjoy the second one. But here there is nothing as such. You rather wish that the more luxury cars, the more luxury, the more jewelries you have, the better it is. Yes or no? So in case of jewelries or in case of prestigious commodities, the law of DMU does not apply. Logically correct or wrong? Come on, everybody, tell me. Very, very good. Third exception is in case of creative art, or in case of hobbies. Now, dear students, suppose it is your hobby to play cricket. Suppose. Now, you all know, if you love cricket, the more cricket you play, the more hours you play, you enjoy more. When you were kids, remember, if you played 1 hour, you were happy. Second hour, more happy. Your happiness level increased as you got to play more and more. As more and more your parents allowed you to play. Yes or no? This is what I'm saying. In case of creative art or hobbies, suppose you like painting a lot. So the more painting you do, the more peace you feel. So here also law of DMU is not working. With each quantity, rather satisfaction is rising. It's not falling. Then in case of products with habits, as I told, person who is a chain smoker, who likes smoking, do you think when they have had one cigarette, the second cigarette will decrease their utility? No, it will be the same, or rather it will increase. They will want to have more cigarettes. Yes or no? Come on. So in such cases, law of DMU fails. It doesn't apply. And some people, you all know, have the habit of also collection of coins, coins or stamp collection. So in such cases, the more coins or the more stamps you have, the more enjoyment you feel. Then it doesn't fall. Then utility doesn't fall. It rather rises. So these are the cases, friends, where the law of DMU will fail. Number one, by the substitutes or the complementary. Number two, in case of prestigious and luxurious goods, in case of creative art, in case of hobbies, in case of habits, and in case of collection. Understood, not understood, everyone? These are the exceptions to the law of DMU. All this is from the institute material only. Very good. Sir, in Hindi once again, okay. तो एक्सेप्शन टू द लॉ ऑफ डीएमयू के अंदर सबसे पहला एक्सेप्शन है सब्सटीट्यूट्स या कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री की अवेलेबिलिटी. अब मान लीजिए आप लोग चाय में चीनी डाल के पीते हैं, तब आपको चाय पसंद आती है. अब अगर मान लीजिए बाजार में चीनी की कमी हो गई, तो आपको चाय कम पसंद आने लगेगा. दूसरी बात, अगर प्रेस्टिजियस गुड्स की बात करें तो लॉ ऑफ डीएमयू काम नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि प्रेस्टिजियस या लग्जरी गुड्स में तो अपने सोचते हैं जितना हो उतना कम है और हो. क्रिएटिव आर्ट में जितना हम लोग एंजॉय करते हैं क्रिएटिव आर्ट या अपनी हॉबी को, उतना ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है, तो वहां पे भी लॉ ऑफ डीएमयू नहीं होता है. ये चीज हम लोग सीखे. होपफुली क्लियर है सब. राइट. नाउ टू अराइव एट इक्विलिब्रियम, everyone, our syllabus has two approaches. In our syllabus, to arrive at equilibrium, there are two approaches. Acha, before we learn arriving at equilibrium, how many of you remember the meaning of the word equilibrium? I had explained in the beginning of the class, mind you, in the first 5 minutes itself. How many of you remember the meaning of the word equilibrium? Come on. Very, very good. Very, very good. Equilibrium is the point of maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Equilibrium is the point of maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Equilibrium is the point of maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Equilibrium is the point of maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Basically, equilibrium means it is the point from where the consumer will not want to shift. Consumer wants to remain at this point. Consumer doesn't want to move away from this point. It is the point from where the consumer will not want to move away from. Very, very good. Mr. Om correct. Ankit correct. Komalpreet correct. Janvi correct. Very good. Great. So now, to arrive at equilibrium, there are two approaches, not three. One is cardinal approach. Number one is cardinal approach. And number two is ordinal approach. Cardinal approach was given by Alfred Marshall. And ordinal approach was given by Hicks and Allen. You know, as per cardinal approach, utility is quantifiable. Utility can be measured or can be expressed in numerical terms. Utility can be measured in numerical terms. And as per ordinal approach, utility cannot be measured. Utility cannot be measured. As per ordinal approach, utility can't be measured in numerical terms. Yes, it is satisfaction. That is correct. Utility is a sense of satisfaction. That is correct. But it cannot be numerically expressed, at least, under the ordinal approach. Yes, everyone, that's correct. So friends, let's practice some MCQs before we move any further. Okay, let's practice some MCQs. Okay, I hope everyone is ready. As per law of DMU, we have studied law of DMU, mind you. As per law of diminishing marginal utility will gradually what? As per law of DMU, marginal utility rises, falls, remains constant, or none of the above. Come on, tell me which is the correct answer. As per law of DMU. As per law of DMU, what will happen to marginal utility? Law of DMU के मुताबिक marginal utility पे क्या होगा ये बताइए आप लोग. Correct. As per law of DMU, marginal utility will gradually fall. Correct. Name में ही है diminishing. Yes, sir. Very good. All answers are correct. 100% correct. Very good. Which of the following becomes negative gradually? Does total utility become negative? Does marginal utility become negative? Or average utility becomes negative? Or all becomes negative? In the law of DMU, which one becomes negative? कौन negative बन जाता है? Very good. Marginal utility. Very, very good. Okay. Now you will tell me which one is the assumption of law of demand. Okay, which one of this is the law of assumption of law of demand? What are the law? Number one, goods should be of standard units. There should be standard units. There should be continuity in consumption. That the consumer is rational, or all of them are assumptions. What say everyone? What say everyone? That the goods should be standard, consumer is rational, there should be continuity, or all of the above. Which one is your answer? Which one of them is the assumption of law of DMU? Third one. Very good. All of them are the assumptions. Correct. Correct, 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 correct. And where does it doesn't apply? As we have studied, it doesn't apply in case of gold, diamond, in case of hobbies, in case of habit, in case of money. The more money you have, the better you feel. And it will happen kya? If I give you 2,000 rupees, then I give you another 2,000, then you will feel, oh no, sir has given me another 2,000. Oh my God. You will be rather happy that अच्छा है और notes दीजिए और पैसे दीजिए. Yes or no? This is what I'm trying to say, that in case of money accumulation also, we don't see the law of DMU operating. Rather, we feel even increased happiness when we get more and more unit of that commodity. Yes, sir. Okay. So another MCQ. To which of the following commodities does law of DMU not apply? To which of the following commodities does law of DMU not apply? First is mango. Second is rice. Third is apple. Fourth is jewelry. Where law of DMU does not apply. Very good. In case of jewelry, it doesn't apply. In case of jewelry, it doesn't apply. Now, friends, we will study cardinal approach to arrive at equilibrium. Which approach? Cardinal, that is Marshall's approach or marginal utility approach. But before we start this is very important. Any of you who wants to drink water or have a short break, you can go for 5 minutes. I am here only. I am here only. So for 5 minutes, you can go. And those who want to ask doubt during this 5 minutes, they can stay and ask their doubts. Anything so far that we have discussed. For 5 minutes, exactly in 5 minutes, we will start. I am here only. So anyone having doubts, please go ahead. I am not going anywhere. Fatima, point of satiety is also a point where basically that the consumer, it is also a point where consumer has achieved maximum satisfaction. Beyond this, they cannot consume only. Yes, continuity in consumption, Sanjana, means that suppose if you eat something and after 2 hours you eat another thing, then the utility will be same. For law of DMU, if you have eaten something, then within 1 to 2 minutes you must eat the second item. Then you will be able to feel that your utility will fall for that particular commodity. Yes, MU curve is downward sloping, Vishal, correct? Yes, Vidisha. If substitutes are available, so suppose there is tea and coffee is available at cheaper price or a much good version of coffee is available, then people may like tea a little less and consume coffee a little more. Substitution effect. Demand forecasting we will study after we will complete this portion. Not today only we will do demand forecasting. Yes, Ankit, it is the same. Pratima equilibrium point. Yes. Ardhendu, correct. When TU is max, MU is 0, correct. Okay, everyone, let's go now. 5 minutes are over, so let's go now. Arriving at equilibrium. Now, everyone, for a consumer to be in equilibrium, for a consumer to be in equilibrium, we are discussing the condition for equilibrium. For a consumer to be in equilibrium, we are discussing the cardinal approach. Remember, to arrive at equilibrium, there are two approaches, cardinal and ordinal. Cardinal and ordinal. Cardinal and ordinal. What we are studying right now as a basis of our discussion is cardinal approach. Is what? Cardinal approach. Which approach are we studying right now? Everyone in the chat, please. Cardinal approach. So don't ask questions from ordinal. Otherwise, you will get confused. We are studying cardinal approach now. So focus there only. Okay, so are we ready, everyone? Yes, sir. So in case of cardinal approach, everybody, to arrive at equilibrium, in case of cardinal approach, everyone, to arrive at equilibrium, there are two types of worlds. One commodity world, two commodity world. One commodity world, two commodity world. I repeat, one commodity world, two commodity world. Okay? Which approach we are studying? Under cardinal approach, there are two types of equilibrium. Number one, which assumes that there is only one product in this world. Which assumes that there is only one product in this world. One approach. And what is the other approach? Which assumes that there are two commodities in this world. Number two is which assumes that there are two commodities in this world. So what is the equilibrium condition? Acha, we are not doing two commodity world right now. We are doing one commodity world. So what is the equilibrium condition? Price should be equal to marginal utility. Price should be equal to marginal utility. Price should be equal to marginal utility. So under cardinal approach, under one commodity world, what is the equilibrium condition? Price equals to marginal utility. Everybody in the chat, write it down. Price equal to marginal utility. Price equals to marginal utility. Price is equals to marginal utility. Write it down in the chat, please. Okay. So everyone, let's talk about one commodity world, shall we? Okay, okay. Everybody look at this diagram. Look at this table, okay? And then tell me what you observe. Okay? Please pay attention. See, suppose price of shirt is 600 rupees. Price of shirt is 600. We are talking about a shirt. So if you buy one, then also for one 600, two, then one shirt is of 600. So price is constant at 600 rupees. Price is constant at 600 rupees. Is this much clear, everybody? So what is the price of shirt? 600 constant. You buy 5, then one piece will cost 600 only. If you buy 6, then also one piece will cost 600 only. Is this much clear? Yes or no? Yes. Very good. Now what did we learn from law of DMU? When I don't have any shirt, then for first shirt, my MU will be higher. Then for first shirt, my MU will be higher. Then for first shirt, my MU will be higher. So let's say my MU is rupees 800 for the first shirt. For the second shirt, my MU is 700. For the third shirt, my MU is 600. For the fourth, 500. For the fifth, 400. You know why? Because as I am having more and more shirts, my desire to have any other shirt is falling. Now, friends, since I did not have any shirt, the utility of first shirt for me is 800. For second shirt, my additional utility is 700. For third, it is 600. Now see what is happening. As a consumer, think from consumer's perspective. I have to pay 600 and my benefit from shirt is 800. So will I purchase it or not? Yes, because I am getting a benefit of 200. How, sir? Your utility is 800. That is, you are ready to pay 800, but the price is only 600. So you will obviously purchase it. You have a benefit of 200 rupees. Move on further. Second shirt, you have to pay 600, but the benefit you are deriving is worth rupees 700. So you are saving how much extra? Again, you are saving rupees 100. Again, for the third shirt, price is 600 and the benefit you are deriving from the third shirt is worth 600. So how much additional you are paying anything extra? So zero. So till this point, you will buy. Consumer will do what? Buy. Because शर्ट ज्यादा प्यारा है पैसे से. शर्ट इज मोर यूजफुल देन मनी. So till this point, we will buy shirt. B means buy. But see, from the fourth point, you will tell me, price of shirt is 600. Benefit from shirt is 500. Should I buy or should I not buy as a consumer? Yes, you are correct. Sir, don't buy. Again, don't buy. Again, don't buy. Exactly. So see, till what point did you purchase? You purchased till the point price became equal. You purchased till the point price became equal to marginal utility. You purchased point marginal utility became equal to price. You purchased it till that point till where price was equal to marginal utility. Yes or no, everyone? जब तक प्राइस और मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी इक्वल नहीं था तब तक आप कंज्यूम किए. Yes or no? This is what the condition I had taught you was. Yes. Correct. So now you will answer me this question. If price of a commodity is greater than the marginal utility derived, what should consumer do? Should consumer buy, not buy, can do both, or none of these? If price is greater than marginal utility in a single commodity world, कीमत ज्यादा है, यूटिलिटी कम है, या सेटिस्फेक्शन कम है, कीमत ज्यादा है. What will we do? If price is greater than marginal utility, then everyone, what decision shall we take? Very good. We will decide not to buy. What we will decide? We will decide not to buy. नहीं purchase करेंगे. Correct. Correct. Now, sir, can you please show us the diagram? Yes, I will redraw the diagram for you all. Have a look here. I am redrawing the diagram for you all. So the equilibrium condition under one commodity world is, all of you got to remember, marginal utility equals to price of the commodity. Correct? Now the diagram which you were asking me for. See. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. This represents both price and marginal utility. This represents quantity. Okay, everyone? Now what I told you was, price was fixed at 600. So let me fix it here. This is 600. Okay? But MU was falling. So MU was like this. Here it is 800. Here it is 800. Here it is 700. Here it is 600. Here it is 500. Now pay attention, everyone. So at this point, as you can see, price is 600 and MU is also 600. So since price is equals to marginal utility at this level, at what unit? Third unit. This is first, this is second, at third unit. So this is the equilibrium point. This is the equilibrium point, and 3 is the equilibrium quantity, everyone. Everyone, 3 is the equilibrium quantity, everyone. Yes, it's correct then. Friends, did you understand this diagram? So the point of intersection of price and marginal utility will give you the equilibrium. And always remember, consumer surplus is always till equilibrium point. That is here till third unit. Beyond this, there is no consumer surplus. And what is the advantage of understanding consumer surplus? As a business, as a firm, you will be able to decide what price to set so that consumers feel that they are benefiting. You will be able to undertake large scale investment. You will be able to help consumer by maximizing their welfare, and consumer will be filling the surplus. This will be the advantages. Everyone clear or not clear, everybody? Okay, great. Now, friends, before we move any further, I will now revise with you demand forecasting or discuss with you demand forecasting. Are you all ready? Yes or no, friends? It is a very simple topic and it is related to consumer only. So we are studying it here. Yes, we will come back to consumer equilibrium. It is not over. We have another class for it. Don't worry. Now we are discussing demand forecasting. Are you all ready, everybody? Advantage is, it helps in setting prices and undertaking large scale investment. That's it. Remember this much, it is enough. It helps in setting prices and undertaking large scale investment. Bus. So friends, can we talk about demand forecasting if you all are ready? Okay. Okay. So now what is demand forecasting? Any business organization would like to predict the sales or the demand for its product. Yes or no? Yes. The idea of demand forecasting is to predict the demand in the future. When? Demand in the future on the basis of some past analysis. That suppose, in the past, in September, there was so much demand. So this time also in September, it is expected that there will be so much demand. Such setting up of expectations on the basis of some logic or on the basis of some calculations is called demand forecasting. First of all, is this clear what is demand forecasting? Forecasting of demand to arise in the future on the basis of some past events. Forecasting of demand, I will write it down. Demand forecasting is nothing but, you can write it with me, forecasting of demand in the future, on the basis of past events. Yes or no, everyone? Come on, friends, yes or no? Very, very good. Very, very good. Now, friends, there are mainly three types of forecasts, three levels of forecast. Mainly there are three levels of forecast. Macro level. Macro level means where we try to forecast what will happen in the economy. So suppose I predict that the Indian economy in the upcoming year will grow by 8%, 10%. Suppose I predict this. This is called macro level forecasting, where I consider or take into account, into the brain, the entire economy. जब मैं पूरी इकोनॉमी के बारे में सोच रहा हूं कि इकोनॉमी का क्या हाल होने वाला है, तब हम लोग कर रहे हैं मैक्रो लेवल फोरकास्टिंग. लेवल फोरकास्टिंग. इंडस्ट्री लेवल फोरकास्टिंग. अब आप लोग समझिए, एवरीवन ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट there are different industries. There is iron industry, there is shoes industry, there is steel industry. So if I try to understand what is happening in my industry, so suppose I am teaching you, okay? So suppose I am talking about education sector. So if I am predicting that education will become more online, less offline, or more offline, less online, if I'm trying to predict that, I am talking about my industry, that is called industry level forecasting. Okay. And the third level of forecast is firm level forecasting. If I am trying to predict that the demand for my firm's product, image of my firm's product will get better or worsen in the future, that is called firm level forecasting. Is this much clear? Yes or no, everyone? Yes, sir, clear. And this, and then on the basis of time period, everybody on the basis of their time period, there are two types: short run forecast and long run forecast. So suppose if I want to forecast what will happen in another 6 months or 1 year, up to 1 year, that is short run forecast. But if I predict for time period greater than 1 year, that after 2 years this will happen, that is long run forecast. Is that crystal clear, friends? Yes or no, everyone? Come on, yes or no, everyone? Correct. Come on, everybody, yes or no, please? Very, very good. Now we are discussing distinction between different goods. Number one is producer, because these terms I will be using in consumer equilibrium as well. So number one is producer and consumer goods. Number one is producer and consumer goods. Producer goods are those which are used in further production. Suppose you buy machine. Machine helps in manufacturing chips, or rather producing chips. That is producer level good. Consumer level goods are meant for final consumption, like the chips, the shirt that we wear. All these are consumer level. They do not help in further production. Jabki producer goods help in further production. Is this distinction clear? Can I move on to the next one, everyone? Yes. Second variety of good is durable and non-durable goods. Second variety of good is durable and non-durable goods. So what is durable and non-durable goods? Durable goods are the ones, everyone, which last for a long period of time. Which lasts for a long period of time. Suppose I buy a furniture, I buy a mobile phone. It will last for 3 to 4 years. That is durable. But suppose I buy some potato to manufacture chips. Do you think it will last for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year? No, it will be used immediately. That is non-durable goods, which are not having a long shelf life. I hope it's crystal clear, everyone. Very good. Third one is derived demand and autonomous demand. And autonomous demand. Suppose, friends, see, derived demand is indirect demand. Write it down. Derived demand is indirect demand and autonomous demand is direct demand. Sir, please explain with example. Okay, I am explaining with example. Now, friends, all of us dream of having a good house. Okay, that is direct demand. But suppose we want to manufacture or rather make or construct that house. I have used the wrong word, not manufacture, construct. If we want to construct that house, please try and understand. Will we not need some cement? Will we not need some sand? Will we not need some paint? Yes, we definitely need those things, sir. That is indirect demand. Because there is a demand for house, there is a demand for sand, cement, etc. Similarly, you all are sitting in the class. For you, the direct or autonomous demand is for knowledge of economics. For you all, the direct and autonomous demand is for knowledge of economics. Now, in order to satisfy that demand for a teacher like me has arose who can help you achieve that direct demand. So my demand or any factor of production demand, my demand or any factors of production demand is autonomous or indirect or derived demand, is indirect or derived demand. So my demand is derived demand because it is indirect in nature. For you all, the direct demand is knowledge. And since there is a demand for knowledge, I am able to impart that knowledge. So my demand is derived demand and the demand for knowledge is direct demand. Hopefully it's crystal clear so far. Yes or no, everyone? Come on, everyone. Is it clear so far? Yes. Then there is firm demand and industry demand. Everyone, then there is firm demand and industry demand. Now we will discuss this. I hope all of us are ready. All right. Autonomous demand is for anything that is direct in nature, house, jewelry, etc. Okay. Now firm demand and industry demand. So suppose we are talking about Tata's, Tisco, Tata Iron and Steel Company. So now if Tata is predicting the demand for its product, iron and steel, that is called firm's demand. But if Tata is predicting or any of us is predicting the total demand for iron and steel in India, total demand, that is called industry demand. Firm demand is demand for my firm's product. Industry demand is the product that is served by my competitors as well as me. That is our industry demand. All right, sir. So everyone, I will revise. Derived demand and autonomous demand. Derived demand means demand for those commodities which arise to satisfy demand for some other commodity. For example, ऑटोनॉमस डिमांड आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट इन हिंदी. आपको क्या चाहिए? घर चाहिए, वेरी गुड. पर अगर घर बनाना है तो ये बताइए सीमेंट और बालू चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए? चाहिए. तो सीमेंट और बालू का डिमांड को डिराइव डिमांड बोलेंगे और घर के डिमांड को ऑटोनॉमस डिमांड बोलेंगे. वैसे ही आप लोगों को क्लास में नॉलेज चाहिए तो आप लोग का डायरेक्ट डिमांड नॉलेज का है, नॉलेज का डिमांड को ऑटोनॉमस डिमांड बोलेंगे. बट उस नॉलेज को प्रोवाइड करने के लिए मैं यहाँ पर बैठा हूं तो मेरे डिमांड को डिराइव डिमांड बोलेंगे. तो जो डिमांड अराइज होता है क्योंकि डायरेक्ट डिमांड को या ऑटोनोमस डिमांड को सेटिस्फाई करना होता है, उस डिमांड को हम लोग डायरेक्ट डिमांड बोलते हैं. होपफुली अब क्लियर है सर. ग्रेट. राइट सर, राइट राइट राइट. यस. फर्म मीन्स ऑन डिमांड, इंडस्ट्री मीन्स टोटल डिमांड ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री. होपफुली इट्स क्रिस्टल क्लियर ना. Then there is short-term demand. Short-term demand means demand in the short run. Generally, when we talk about short-term demand, we are referring to a term of, let's say, 1 year. And long-term demand is basically demand for the after, let's say, 5 to 6 years. So suppose now your short-term demand is that you clear foundation properly. So you are working hard for this. But your long-term demand is that after becoming CA, you will become a good practitioner, or let's say you will get a good job. That is long-term demand. Understood, everyone? Yes. And obviously, factors which affect demand, factors which affect demand for non-durable goods, factors which affect demand for non-durable goods, that is goods that will not last long, will depend on income. Higher the income, higher the demand. Price, lower the price, higher the demand. And demography, whether the population consists of more male or female, what is the age, what is the gender, all these are taken into consideration. Demand forecasting, if you have understood this much, till whatever I have told, it is more than enough, friends. You don't need to study more. Read all the lines, but whatever is necessary, whatever is important, we have already studied. Hopefully now you all are happy. Come on, everyone. Yes, sir. Great. All right. All right. Let's practice some MCQ then. Question. Demand for furniture is a durable goods demand, non-durable goods demand, C both, D none. Demand for furniture is. Yes, durable because furnitures generally tend to have a longer life. Okay. The condition for equilibrium. The condition for equilibrium in a single commodity world is number one, MUX by PX equals to MUY by PY. Number two, price equals to marginal utility. Number three, price greater than marginal utility. Number four, MUX by PX greater than MUY by PY. Come on, everybody, tell me which one is the correct answer. Condition for equilibrium in a single commodity world. Correct. This one. Correct answer. Correct answer. Next question. Quantity, total utility, marginal utility. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Question mark. 5. Question mark. 19. Question mark. Question mark. So friends, I have written 4 question marks. You all fill in these question marks and tell me. This is question mark A. This is question mark B. I will not give you any option. This is question mark C. This is question mark D. Come on, fill in A, B, C, B. I am not giving you any answer. Come on. What will A? What will be B? What will C be? And what will D be? Yes, capital goods and producer goods are same. Capital goods and producer goods are same. Correct. Come on, fill in the gaps, everyone. A, B, C, D. 4 questions I have asked you all. Very good. So let me explain. For the first level, first let's compute A. For the first level, you all know TU is equals to MU. So that is equals to 10. Game over. Now you have to fill in B. B. You all know that total utility at any level is marginal utility till that level. So if this one is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. So it will become 15. Correct? Very good. Correct answer by Ankit. Chanchal, correct answer. Divisha, for first level, both TU and MU are same. Correct. Now moving on to third level. Again, for MU of 3, we need to subtract TU of 3 and TU of 2. So that gives me 19 minus 15. That gives me 4. So here it is, I will write 4. And then for D, we add MU, all the MU, that is for TU of 4, MU of 1, plus MU of 2, plus MU of 3, plus MU of 4. So if you add them up, 10, 5, 4, 2, 15, 14, 19, 2, 21. So in place of D, you write 21. And there you have it. Is it crystal clear, everyone? So that we can start further in consumer equilibrium discussion. Okay. Let me give you another question then. When TU rises, MU, option A, rises, falls, both, none. Yes. When TU rises, correct. MU falls. MU falls. That's correct. Now, friends, we continue with our theory of consumer behavior. You know, a part two discussion. Okay. I hope all of us are ready. Yes, sir, we are ready. Continue. Now, friends, we talk about cardinal approach to commodity world. Under cardinal approach, we are talking about two commodity world. Are you all ready? Yes, sir, we are ready. Great. So, everybody, in cardinal approach to commodity world, we don't have much in our syllabus. We need to remember only one thing. Cardinal approach to commodity world, we just need to remember one thing. Okay. And what is that one thing, sir? It is two commodity world. One commodity we understood that equilibrium is achieved when price equals to marginal utility. Acha, one more MCQ I am reminded of. You will tell me. Consumer surplus arises when A, price equals to marginal utility, when marginal utility is greater than price, C, when price is greater than marginal utility, D, none of the cases. First you answer me this. Then we talk about two commodity world. When does consumer surplus arise? When does consumer surplus arise? Yes, you are correct. When marginal utility is greater than price, क्योंकि जब सेटिस्फेक्शन लेवल प्राइस से ज्यादा होगा तभी ना आपका मन करेगा और परचेज करने का. ठीक है. नाउ यू विल टेल मी द कंज्यूमर सरप्लस वैल्यू. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. प्राइस मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी. प्राइस मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी. Price is rupees 100 constant. Marginal utility is 120, 110, 105, 100. How much is the consumer surplus in A, in B, in C, in D? Please tell me. Please fill in A, B, C, D. Yes, very good. So friends, you have told me in this case 120 minus 100. That's right. 20. In the next case 110 minus 100. 10. In this case 105 minus 100. That is 5. And in last case 100 minus 100. 0. Acha, now you will tell me another question. Which one is the equilibrium point? Which one is the equilibrium point? Correct, Khushi. Correct, Arpan. Ayush, correct. Om, correct. Trishan Lang, correct. Gautam, correct. Vishal, correct. Now please tell me which one is the equilibrium point. Which level is the equilibrium point? Yes, you are correct. Point is at D. That is at the point where price is equals to marginal utility. So let's make summary notes for today, everyone. Shall we? Okay. So friends, summary number one. Heading summary notes. Obviously, institute's material summary notes are also brilliant, but just from today's class, I am giving the crux. Okay. All right. Number one. Want. Meaning of want we understood. Due. D plus E. Desire plus effort. Then we studied its features. Features of wants, where we studied that it is unlimited, differ in urgency. Then there are different alternatives to satisfy the want. Some wants are required together, like demand for car and petrol arise together. So some wants are complementary. Some of these features. Then everyone we discussed in today's class types of wants, wherein we discussed want for number one necessity, roti, kapda or makan, food, clothing and shelter. Necessity. Then we studied want for comfort, a little above this, and eventually we discussed luxury. Start writing down along with me. Luxury. First note this much down. Once you have noted this down, let me know. Write down done in the chat, then I will proceed. Correct? Yes, note it down. Write it down, लिख लीजिए फटाफट. Number 4, we discussed what is the meaning of utility. You understood utility is want satisfying power of a commodity. Want satisfying power of a commodity. Then total utility means total satisfaction. Marginal utility means additional satisfaction. From one extra unit. TU, MU done. Number 6. We studied law of DMU, which states that as consumption increases, marginal utility falls. Note it down and then write down done in the chat. Yes, and I have uploaded till now. I have uploaded all the notes in the institute site. Then we studied assumptions of law of DMU. Law of DMU. What did we understand under the assumptions head? That number 1, the unit should be of standard size. Consumption should be continuous. Consumer is rational. No change in tastes and preferences. Utility is cardinal. That is, can be monetarily expressed or can be numerically expressed. Then we studied Alfred Marshall gave us the law of DMU. Who gave us the law of DMU? Alfred Marshall gave us the law of DMU. Note it down, everyone. Note it down. Note down the summary notes. Number 9. Relation between TU and MU. The relation is when TU rises, MU falls. When TU max, MU 0. When TU falls, MU becomes negative. Then we studied exceptions of law of DMU, where we studied situations like in case of money, in case of articles of prestige, in case of money, articles of prestige, in case of hobby and habits, in case of complementary goods and substitute goods availability. We discussed these 10 major points. Correct, everyone? We discussed then. Acha, first copy this down. Write down done in the chat, then I will proceed. Come on, everyone. Okay. Number 11, we studied equilibrium. Equilibrium meaning we understood point of maximum satisfaction. And then to arrive at equilibrium, we studied the two approaches that are available. There are two approaches available. One is the cardinal approach. Given by Alfred Marshall. And the other one is what? Other one is ordinal approach. Given by Hicks and Allen. Note it down, everyone. Now pay attention. 13th thing. We understood that under cardinal approach, there are two types of worlds. One commodity world and two commodity world. Under one commodity world, equilibrium is achieved when price is equal to marginal utility. And under two commodity world, MUX by PX equals to MUY by PY. There is not much spoken regarding two commodity world, but we got to do it. Number 14 rather. Consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is achieved when it is achieved consumer surplus when marginal utility for the commodity is greater than price for that commodity. Yes or no, everyone? When marginal utility of a commodity is greater than price for that commodity. Correct or not, everyone? Yes. Now let me give you one question. MCQ question. Okay, I hope all of you are ready. If total utility of three commodities is 100, total utility of two commodities is 80, what is marginal utility of third commodity? As per which law? Who gave this law? Come on, everyone. 3 questions back to back. Answer me. I am not giving you any option. Correct. So see, what is mu3? It is tu3 minus tu2. So it is 100 minus 80, everyone. It is how much, sir? 100 minus 80. You all know this. This minus this. That is 20. As per which law? Come on, everyone. Which law? Let me see the answers. Yes, now I have started to get those answers. The answer is as per law of diminishing marginal utility. Correct. As per law of diminishing marginal utility. And friends, who gave that law? Friends, who gave that law? Correct answer. Very, very good. Correct. The law was given by Alfred Marshall. So friends, now I'm giving you homework. Homework is to solve ICI MAT questions and to read the book thoroughly. ICI MAT, read thoroughly. Read word by word. Read word by word. When you are doing this class, that is my class, then you don't need to sit with math. You just need to sit with your copy and pen. But after that, you need to study ICI math word by word and solve questions. Obviously, since we have not completed the chapter, one class is left, then in that one class, we will speak further. We will speak further on consumer equilibrium. But from whatever we have covered, majority portion of your chapter, this consumer behavior is over. We will next talk about indifference curve approach. Which approach? Indifference curve approach or ordinal approach, as we more famously call it. Okay. So friends, there it is. We wind up our class today. Hopefully you all will do the homework. See you on in my next class, which is on Friday. Okay. So goodbye everyone. That's it for the day. Thank you very much. Bye bye everyone.